Hi, everybody. Hope you're doing marvelously well. We are going to be doing a review on Baby Audio's new plugin, which comes out today. If you happen to be watching this on the Wednesday that it comes out, you are first here. We're big fans of Baby Audio because they do really simple, really good sounding plugins. Many members of our community have downloaded and used their plugins and all come back and say they sound great. And most importantly, they're really straightforward. I'm really excited by this plugin because it is called the Parallel Aggressor. Thank you, Baby Audio. They're giving us one of 3 copies that you can enter to win. So please click below. But the reality is, in true Baby Audio sense, they are making the plugin a whopping only $29. Why do I like the idea of this plugin? I like it because it does the 3 things that I do on every mix. It has 3 buses: spank, the dry, and the heat. Now, if you've ever watched any of my mixing in the box sessions when I do drums, I have a parallel setup just to add the transients. You get that pop, 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 pop sound. Then I get the really over-the-top destroyed one, which they would call the heat, and then I mix it back into the dry. And you bring those 3 elements together, and yes, you guessed it, you get a really great drum sound. So here they are. They've just put them all in one plugin, which is all rather special. So let's put it on the drums and try it out. So I have a live drum mix here, which has absolutely no samples on it for those of you that are interested. I have a drum bus down here, which has no plugins on it. Let's have a listen to the unprocessed bus together drums. Very aggressive sounding kit. So let's hear the drums in the track.
Raised in Tennessee, still got that Georgia mud stuck on me. Whiskey flows just like the Mississippi. Still got.
I mean, it's a pretty good natural sounding drum kit, and I've got some reverb from the rooms that I printed, the snare plate. So there's some aggression in there, but hey, let's just try it. So I'm going to open up the Baby Audio Aggressor. I've got the Comeback Kid, which is a great delay. I've got the I Heart New York, which we really loved. And of course, the Super VHS. We've done a lot with them. I love getting behind companies that do really good plugins at affordable prices. Baby Audio have been really, really good at bringing out fantastic products at affordable prices. So here we are. Here's the plugin. So you've got the spank set to 50, the heat is 50, the dry level in the middle, spank and heat level on the left. On the spank style here, you've got extra smack, you've got extra punch, sounds really good. Auto gain functions, which is of course very useful. There's an overall output here. On the heat, you've got extra hot, so I'm assuming like super driven tone here. So we'll try that. And you've got a high and low pass filter. You could get there and you could trash out the mid-range a little bit. So let's take a loop and see what it does. Let's solo the spank. Went to 100. Extra punch. Bypass. Let's sidechain it. Mono. Wow. Bypass. Here's the dry sound in the middle. Go to the heat. Oh, wow. tone. High pass. So now it's fully concentrating. Actually, the low pass is kind of nice because it gets rid of some of that overly aggressive high end. So it's the dry solo, now all three together. All right, let's hear it in the mix. Bypassed in and out.
Raised in Tennessee.
Bypass.
Raised in Tennessee. Raised in Tennessee. Raised in Tennessee. Raised in Tennessee. Raised in Tennessee.
That's interesting. When I pull it back to about 50%, I prefer the sound of it. Oh yeah, rather than going the full 100, you actually get more dynamics out of it. Lower down. Much nicer. So there you go. Here's bypassed. Now in. Okay, so I took the high passing off, changed the tone on the heat style, bypassed, back in. Now I like that a lot. So let's hear that in the track.
Raised in Tennessee.
Bypass.
Raised in Tennessee.
Back in.
Raised in Tennessee.
Bypass.
Raised in Tennessee.
So it's interesting. It sounds really, really great. I will say that the drum sound I have is super aggressive and it's adding to the general aggression. Let's try it in some really unusual situations. Let's go and create a stereo guitar file. Because these guitars were printed quite compressed. So we're going to take the two main guitars here and bust them to one. So now I'm going to have stereo guitars here. Let's just solo them for a second so you can hear the effect. I do this more in solo to demonstrate and educate. It's much easier to work in the mix and see how it's effective, but it's a lot easier to hear subtle movements when you're in solo. Let's solo the spank. This is out. In. With the spank in particular, it's helping the guitars come a little bit more forward. Let's put it in the mix. Bypass. Fold in the reverb and delays into that guitar sub. Interesting. So I just went to the smacked funk guitar just because it said guitar in it, and it really helped bring the guitars forward because the heat came down and the smack function came up. Bypassed. Back in. I'm interested to see what it would be like on room mics rather than putting it on a bus. So here we've got some high rooms. Oh, I like the pumping it's doing there. Nice. I feel like I just want to copy that down onto the low rooms. This might be where I'm really going to enjoy this plugin most, is incrementally using it often in many situations. Oh, yeah. This is making a massive difference. So this is in bypass on the low rooms. Take it off. Back in. Yeah, that's awesome.
Raised in Tennessee.
Yeah.
Still got that Georgia mud stuck on me. Raised in
So it seems like if I use it incrementally, I've got it on my room mics now. I've got it on the drum bus. You know, it's tempting to see what it would be like if I put it on overheads as well. I'm going to copy down that setting. There's on overheads. Oh, yeah.
Raised in Tennessee. Still got that Georgia mud stuck on me. Raised in Tennessee. Still got that
Yeah, it's great. So incrementally, it's working absolute wonders, which is always what, honestly, I preach. It's nice to be able to put in plugins on specific instruments leading up to a master bus and do a lot more damage in a good way. And I like what it's doing there on the drum sounds. Really fantastic.
Raised in Tennessee, still got that Georgia mud stuck on me. Raised in Tennessee, still got that Georgia mud stuck on me. Raised
Let's listen to our Leslie. So I originally had a lo-fi on this organ. I'm going to take that off. Okay, the heat is great on this. It's the dry. It's amazing how some sounds respond really, really well to the heat. This is fantastic. Let's go over to the spank and see if we can get some of those keys and hear a little bit of the, attack. Wow, it's really responding on the heat there with that extra hot on. And that's not even up to 400%. Really nice. Here's what our mix was like before doing all of this parallel, schmarallel, exciting, all the drums, etc.
Take me down to the Georgia mud. It could be dirty and it could be rough. Take me down to the Georgia mud. You ain't got it all.
And here's where we are now with all this extra excitement that we've added from drum bus, guitar bus, and organ bus.
Take me down to the Georgia mud. It could be dirty, it could be rough. Take me down to the Georgia mud. You got it all, but you got enough. Take me down to the Georgia mud. It could be dirty, it could be rough. Take me down to the Georgia mud. Come on, hot Georgia mud. Take me down to the Georgia mud. It could be dirty.
So yeah, it's no doubt it's adding a lot more sizzle and attack. The heat is like messing things up. Particularly love it in the particularly love it on the organ. The heat really responded to it. I also particularly loved it in the room mics and the overheads, which got really sparkly and really super aggressive. So for me, it's like back to that same old adage. It's what you do inside of the mix instead of what's on the output of the mix. Putting things on master buses and drum groups and everything is fantastic. But if you can get inside of elements and really liven them up before you hit your master bus, the difference is absolutely massive. So thank you ever so much, Baby Audio. Great plugin. $29 whopping is a really, really great price. Of course, you can enter to win one of the 3 copies down here. Please hit the link. If you're buying this now and you've already tried it, on day 1 as this comes out, please let us know how you get on with it. Thank you ever so much for watching. Have a marvelous time recording and mixing. Do you use parallel drum compression? Do you use parallel compression, parallel dirt, parallel anything? If so, let us know how you do it below, and have a marvelous time recording and mixing.